Hey yo, quick few things to talk about in today's second video, so let's keep it short and sweet. The second event, the major token event is now live, the X-Force tokens, so make sure you do your Otherworld battle, you do your world boss, you do your dimension mission 10 stages, and then you do your card craft. Well, it could be any kind of craft, but it's easiest to just do a card craft and then do a card combine so that you get all 50 tokens. And why do you want to get all 50 tokens every day? Well, because you're going to get 700 tokens. There, we got another 10 right there. You're going to get your 700 tokens over 14 days, and those 14 days are going to equal 700, like I said, 50 a day. And then from there, you can get your free Omega Red. Yes, sir. He is now available in this token event shop. We made a tweet about it already, but the token event shop is back. This is the juicy one. Because you get 700 tokens, if you don't miss any of the days and you don't miss any of the tokens, it means that you can pick up the premium card, or if you're insane, the CTP, or the Mega Tier 2 ticket, I guess. And you can also pick up the 5 bios, the 5 X genes for Omega Red. It costs 50 tokens there, as you can see, but you can unlock Omega Red completely for free. So that is how he's available for free. It's only for the next 14 days. You have to log in. You got to do the quests. You should be logging in anyways. Like, I just can't imagine people at this point missing out on this for 14 whole fucking days. It's definitely possible. Some people are gonna this is gonna happen to them. But yeah, you should be logging in and doing all of the quests. It takes you like 2 minutes to do all of the quests, to be honest, and you get a free premium card out of it, as well as free Omega Red. But like I said, you could take another option as well. You could even get the artifact. Again, I highly recommend the free premium card. I know maybe you pulled Black Panther 35 or Loki 1 like 50 times, but it just takes the 51st time to be a good card for your luck to turn around. As far as the rest of the token rewards in this month's event, I don't really like the Undefeated Swords Warpath icon. However, the artifact selector is not bad. I will put that out there, but we have something else artifact related to talk about, so I'm gonna have to, preface what I'm saying with that. So the reason why I'm saying that this token artifact selector is not bad is because you have multiple high value tokens available. So although it's a pretty short list, as you can see here, you have Strife's artifact, which is going to give him access to healing, which is huge for PvP. You have Cable's artifact, which is going to boost his damage, which is obviously amazing for PvE. If you're a mega fan of Omega Red and you're playing the game for him, or you return to the game for him, you could pick up his artifact and you could get him unlocked. However, I see much more synergy between getting his bios and then getting the Mega Tier 2 for Omega Red, so I'll just put that out there. But then there's also some other good artifacts, like Spider-Gwen's, Kang's, or Odin. So there's quite a few decent artifacts, even for people who love PvP, the possibility, Sabretooth getting the Immortality artifact. I don't think Sabretooth is very good for PvP, but hey, it's an option. So lately, I think the selectors, the token artifact selectors have been bad, but I think this is one of the better combinations, at least for the time being. But we'll see what happens. However, in saying that, there is another artifact sale. Now, this one is not free like the one I just showed you, but it does feature a 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star artifact. As you can see right there, the artifact selector relay pack. And a lot of people have been talking about this on Discord, asking for my opinion. So I wanted to put this in the video as well to talk about it and give you my thoughts on it. So here's the deal. The 3-star artifact is good. It's $5.49. It's $5.50 Canadian. You get 200 crystals. Everything else is basically whatever. But you get a 3-star artifact selector. Now, all 3 of these artifact selectors, whether it's 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star, they all feature every single character in the game. So you could get, for example, if you've been hunting for it for a long time, but you've been unlucky, yes, you could get Wolverine's artifact. Yes. I'm not going to cover every single artifact that you could get in here that's good, because I've done an artifact guide ranking tier list recently, and it hasn't changed at all, but it does feature all of the artifacts up until now. So potentially, if you're like a big fan of the most recent update, you could use that token artifact thing to get like whatever, a 4-star Strife, and then from here you could get a 3-star Cable or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the first step I think is good. The second step I think is also good, although it's a little bit pricier. The reason why I think it's better is because you get a random 4-star artifact as well as a 4-star artifact selector. So I like the fact that you're basically getting 2 artifacts. I don't know why they didn't do that for the third step. I would have probably bought the third step if they did that, but the third step doesn't have it. It just has the 5-star selector and 3,000 crystals. So I think it's a little bit less worth it as far as value goes. Like, I think the first step is like a 9 out of 10 value or like an 8 out of 10 value. The second step is like an 8 or a 7 out of 10 value, but then the third step is like a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 value. I don't like it very much, but I do really like the second step here. You get 1,000 crystals, which is okay. 2 million golds, kind of whatever. But yeah, the 4-star artifact selector is nice. For a lot of characters, 4-star is kind of the cutoff point for where the value is going to be, and if it's lower than 4-star, you know, like I don't recommend getting Strife's artifact at 3 stars. The healing is just too small. It's not really going to be significant. You're not going to feel that. But for some other characters, 3-star versus 4-star doesn't really make a big difference. So you can always investigate that. For those of you wondering how to investigate the differences between the artifacts, if you're unsure on the percentages and things like that, my recommendation is to go over to the ranking page, okay, from the main menu. Go over to the character ranking, right, the rank per character. And then look at the character who you want to see the artifacts for. So let's take Cable. Cable's a pretty good example because I don't have the numbers memorized for him as far as what each one does. So I don't even know where the hell Cable is here. But okay, we're going to go to Cable. And then what you do is you just check. This is what I do sometimes, to be honest. I just check through some of the top rankings because some of them are going to have his artifact equipped. And because the devs don't release this information, they only release the information. So this is what a 4-star version of Cable's artifact looks like. It gives you a 0.2 damage increase per 1% of crit, and then it scales with an additional 0.6% of instinct up to 25% for the cap, and it's a 9-second buff with a 15-second cooldown. So you sort of have to remember these things or write them down, because then if you find whoever has a 5-star or a 6-star version of Cable's artifact, then you're going to want to know what the difference is, right? So it might take me too long to find one here. I'll cut to me finding one. Okay, so here's a 5-star version of Cable's artifact. As you can see, the basic damage doesn't scale, but the additional does scale from 0.6 to 0.7. The 25% cap goes up to 30, and then the 9-second effect for the whole thing is now 10 seconds with the same cooldown. And then for those of you wondering what a 6-star version would look like, you can always see that from the Marvel Universe tab if you go over to artifacts and you check out the 6-star version. So the 6-star version is still a 10-second buff. It is still a 0.2 damage scaling, and then it's a 0.8% of instinct with a 35% cap rather than a 0.7 with a 30% cap. So in my opinion, there's very little reason to get a 6-star version of Cable's artifact because the difference between the 6-star and the 5-star is very minute. It's very minimal, right? So that's probably not that important for this event necessarily, unless you're getting the 5-star selector, but it's absolutely important for the bingo, because in the bingo you get a 5-star and a 6-star selector. In that case, Strife's artifact way more valuable at 6 stars than Cable's. That's just one example. There's obviously others out there, but it's something to keep in mind when you're looking at these selectors and you're looking at the value and you're trying to sort of parse out, you know, what does it mean to get a 4-star versus a 3-star for this character specifically. So yeah, I think that there's some value here for sure, but definitely you know, spend carefully and only spend what you can afford to, you know, because obviously things are always expensive, and in your local currency it might be pretty crazy. So I'm not advocating or sort of encouraging anyone to spend beyond their means. But yeah, I just wanted to make that video quickly to give you guys that update that Omega Red is now live, that the token event is live, that you do not want to miss it, and that there is a new artifact sale that we've never seen before that has some decent value. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of that. Thank you so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.